remember my mom recently getting her blood work done and her cholesterol levels were slightly high. Now, she didn't come to me with the same information because she knew I would blast her and ask her to make nutritional changes. Like we all do, she went to someone who would agree with her views. She went to her brother, who already had cholesterol since years and was taking medication, and asked him what to do. A non-nutritionist, not a doctor, just someone who has cholesterol. And he told her that it's not a big deal. Aisa hota hai. It's common with age. But is it though? Is it common? Most often, because cholesterol does not manifest in terms of symptoms. Like when you have a fever, you have symptoms, you can't work, so you want to do everything to heal your body as soon as possible. With diabetes, you have symptoms, so you want to heal your body. Cholesterol presents with no symptoms. Your life is just as it is. There's no difference of a person who has cholesterol and who doesn't have cholesterol, but the person who has cholesterol is at the risk of heart diseases. That means literally that person is a ticking time bomb. Any moment the person might get a heart disease. And this should be reason enough in terms of cholesterol management. Can cholesterol be reversed? Cholesterol is a lifestyle disease. It's because of your nutritional habits. It's because of your lifestyle habits. And if you take care of the same, cholesterol can be reversed. Very well be reversed. In how much time though? As little as 4 to 6 weeks. You just need lifestyle and nutritional intervention for 4 to 6 weeks to start seeing your cholesterol numbers drop down. How do you know you have high cholesterol? A blood cholesterol test often shows you the levels of cholesterol, but besides just cholesterol, it gives you other markers, something called LDL and HDL. Let's explore each of these. Now, while LDL is considered the bad cholesterol, meaning if you have high LDL levels, you're more at a risk of heart disease, HDL is often considered good cholesterol. But elevated levels of HDL are not as protective as we used to think. Recent science is showing that elevated HDL does not have a protective effect when it comes to heart disease, but elevated LDL definitely will make your heart diseases and heart health worse. You also get a value called triglycerides. What is triglycerides and how is it different from cholesterol? Cholesterol is this wax-like substance which forms in your arteries and veins. So you see these blood vessels where the blood is flowing? This wax-like substance forms in the inside part of the arteries and veins, and that makes it difficult for a blood to flow. Eventually, if there's a clot and there's no blood flow towards your heart, you get a heart attack. That's what cholesterol is. But triglycerides is just a measure of your body fat. It's fat cells and how much excess fat cells you have. So someone could have low cholesterol or normal cholesterol and still have high triglycerides. Both of these are dangerous when it comes to heart diseases, and you want to make sure you're taking precautions to reduce both of these and your LDL cholesterol. But isn't cholesterol important for the body? We've all heard this, that cholesterol is very important for the body. Yes, cholesterol is important in terms of synthesizing certain vitamins. It also helps you produce certain sex hormones, and this is an important function of cholesterol. So if you have too less cholesterol, then it's interfering with your regular day-to-day bodily functions. But whatever that important level is, your body makes it. Cholesterol is considered as a non-essential nutrient. And by non-essential, all it means is you don't have to eat foods high in cholesterol to make the cholesterol. Your body makes about 1 gram of cholesterol per day, and that's more than enough. Even if you're consuming zero cholesterol, your body is still going to produce its own cholesterol, and it's going to take care of wherever it is necessary. But when you consume excess cholesterol from your food, that's when your arteries and veins start clogging up. Is there any other food source that gives rise to excess cholesterol in the body? There is. Another thing called saturated fats, the kinds of fats which are solid at room temperature. So think of olive oil and think of coconut oil. Coconut oil, when you keep it at room temperature, it becomes solid. Yeah. So these are the saturated fats. Saturated fats are also found in ghee in very abundant numbers, in cheese, in dairy products, and of course in meat and meat products. So if you're consuming foods which are not necessarily high in cholesterol like eggs, but consuming a lot of saturated fat rich foods, you're also getting cholesterol in the body. The saturated fats in the body are converted to cholesterol. So when you look at cholesterol management, you not only want to avoid cholesterol rich foods, you also want to avoid saturated fat rich foods. What are these foods? What is high in cholesterol? How do you know what is high in saturated fats? I have a detailed blog written about the same, and I highly insist you read it. I'll leave a link to the same below. But are there any superfoods? Are there any foods which can quickly fix your cholesterol? I get this question so often from clients. Mostly it's a nutritional intervention. We want to make sure we change a lot of your nutritional and eating habits. One of the things that helps you reduce cholesterol from the body is fiber-rich foods. So when you have these clogged cholesterols in your arteries and veins, fiber is going and cleaning that up. Where is fiber found? Anything which is plant is fiber. Anything which is plant. So vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, whole grains, lentils, pulses, all of this is fiber. But when you process the plant and go this extra step to remove the fiber, like in the case of oils, where a lot of nuts and seeds are taken compressed and you're removing the fiber and you're only extracting the oil, or in the case of grains which are processed like maida, then that doesn't have any fiber. But otherwise, if you're eating whole grains and whole plants in the natural form which is found in the environment, you're getting a lot of fiber. And it is important that you increase your fiber consumption when you're looking at cholesterol management. How much should you increase and how much fiber should you be consuming? It's so confusing, isn't it? Aim to consume about 5 servings of vegetables, 3 to 4 servings of fruits, a lot of whole grains and lentils per day. Now that might seem like a lot of food to eat, but trust me, when you start removing foods which are high cholesterol from your diet and high saturated fats, you have place in your plate to eat the right kind of foods. Now coming back to superfoods, are there any super foods, super plants which are more beneficial than the others? There are some. I'll give you 3 examples. Number 1, amla. If you do have high cholesterol, aim to eat 1 to 2 boiled amlas per day. Don't have the amla pickle, which is mostly sweetened with like jaggery or sugar or might have too much salt. Just have boiled amla, 1 to 2 boiled amlas per day. If you don't live in a place which has amla, then what? Oats is another one. Oats have a particular component called beta-glucan, and beta-glucan specifically helps you reduce cholesterol. Just replacing 1 meal per day for a oat-rich meal. So like oats porridge in the morning, oats pongal kind of meal for lunch if you are South Indian, something with oats in it. So 1 meal, make it an oat-rich meal. Oats are also excellent in terms of reducing cholesterol. And the third one is anything which comes in the garlic family, which is aromatic. So garlic, onions, spring onions, all of these are exceptionally well. Aim to have a little bit per meal in terms of reducing cholesterol. Like I said, I have a detailed blog and I'll leave a link to the same below. Make sure to read the same and subscribe to my channel. It gives me a lot of motivation to make more videos if there are people watching it. This is Roshni Sangvi. Trust this helps.